I take a lot of personal responsibility, Lillian.
Then why the outright refusal of the chief of surgery position?
Exactly why I said I'm a surgeon. I don't want to waste my time worrying about the call schedule, or if there are enough scrub suits in the locker room, or why Dan Prince couldn't find a parking place this morning.
So you want to do what you feel like and the rest of this place be damned.
Lillian, my 3 months in the position proved I have neither the inclination nor the talent for the job.
I spot-checked your records. You're doing much better than you think.
That's great. I've got rounds.
I cannot believe how selfish you are being. That ludicrous surgeons meeting proved you're the only appropriate candidate for the job.
Except I'm not interested.
See, the problem with this place is no one's interested in anything outside their own little sphere. There are 6 weeks left before we go under a Jaco microscope, Dr. Turner. I need a chief of surgery who I can work with, who cares enough to spend the time to help me turn this hospital 180 degrees. I know in your heart you love Angels of Mercy, but that means nothing unless you prove it. And now, right now, is the time to do that. Please, be part of the solution.
Nice try.
Turner did Hamilton's spinorrhea in 55 minutes and then followed with the X-Lap on this guy.
Yeah, it's gang pick of the right night to start a war with Turner on call.
How come he needed so much blood?
Hang on.
How's he doing?
Okay. First ICU day for this John Doe GSW. BR's vital signs are stable. Good urine output. Crit's been steady at 32.
You ready to get the tube out? Tell us your name, son.
Arthur Jackson. Dr. Arthur Jackson.
You're a doctor.
I'm a medical intern in this hospital, and I was robbed and shot riding my bike home. How long was I in the ER before surgery?
About 90 minutes, doctor.
Don't doctor me. The guy you were talking about. Did he go first?
What guy?
With the spleen.
Hamilton, yeah, he went first.
You sent a stable trauma patient to the OR ahead of what you thought was a gangbanger with a gunshot.
We saved your life.
He saved my life. You made a value judgment about whose life was worth more and violated just about every principle of trauma management. I want you the hell out of my room.
Ron, you know where my heart is with Angels of Mercy, and you know I'm inclined to let you get away with murder when it comes to your budget. But this budget is a fat sow. We're not operating a mint.
Oh, my God.
Are you all right, Harvey?
Yeah, I'm just a little under the weather, that's all.
$220,000 for an anesthesia laboratory.
That's a wish list item, Mr. Chairman. What isn't, unfortunately, is the $250,000 wrongful termination claim Emerald Jordan's making on behalf of Frank Hollister.
The man's a drunken body snatcher.
Mr. Chairman, Jordan's allegation is technically not without merit. In the haste to replace Hollister, we had to circumvent certain policies.
And whose brilliant idea was that?
My intervention was on account of Hollister, Mr. Harris's hand-picked candidate, turning out to be a perfect swine. Getting him out was the only way to keep this debacle under wraps.
Jordan files at the close of business today. If we cross the anesthesia laboratory off the budget, that frees up $220,000.
Say we take that and your office renovations, Ron, and swap them for payment to Hollister.
Sounds fine, Mr. Chairman, sounds fine.
All right, absent further discussion, all in favor of the proposed disbursement? All right. You've got homework. We stand adjourned. Harvey, you look awful.
You know how hard I've been trying to stay clean.
Yes, you have been clean, haven't you?
3 years, Ed. And one night I'm suddenly back downtown and
Tell me what happened.
went off the deep end. Worse than before. Last night I got stopped. This young cop shines his light on my face. Asks, what's the white powder on my nose? Then he asks what I'm doing with this known prostitute. I think the only reason he didn't haul me in is because he's Latino. He recognized my face.
Can he be trusted to keep quiet?
God, I was so... Ed, this was a sign. I made a decision last night. I'm gonna clean up. I'm going in the program.
You thought about your career, your family?
Good am I to either as a junkie. Decided I gotta go.
Good for you, Harvey. You are very brave.
Thank you, Ed. I was hoping that you could take care of any business in the press release.
Supervisor Guerrero has the disease, and we wish him well in his ongoing struggle. If the press asks, though, I assume you plan on keeping your seat on the board.
Yes, I think so.
Good. I'll deal with any recall issues that arise.
Recall?
Have you told your wife
I
yet?
was just going home to tell her.
I'm sure she'll understand. She's been through it before. She knows what to expect.
About the rehab part, yes, but if the stuff about the whore comes out, I don't know if I will be able to keep it together.
Well, there are options that don't include throwing your life away.
Like what?
Tough it out. Cold turkey.
How long do you think that'll last before I'm back on the street risking everything again?
Do you trust me?
You're the only one I trust.
Then don't do anything for a couple of hours. Go back to your office and lock the door and try to get a little sleep. And when you wake up, I'll have a solution.
Bless you, Ed. I don't know how I can ever repay you.
That's a conversation for another time.
I'll be in my office.
I have a chore for you.
How'd it go?
All in all, fine. But on your account, not as well as hoped.
They rejected my proposal?
This process ebbs and flows, Lillian. Ebbs and flows.
Did you explain to them the consequences or tell them about St. Joe's?
I fought valiantly, and for my trouble, I was accused of being overly dramatic and reminded that our last JACO survey wasn't particularly stringent when it came to anesthesia.
JACO standards have changed dramatically in the last 3 years.
Which I mentioned. And you know what they told me? That for a fraction of the cost of your lab, other county hospitals with similar issues were sending their anesthesiologists to mandatory training programs and passing JACO just fine.
It's cheaper, yes.
Cheaper was their operative word. Lillian, this was an ebb day as is any day where the board is settling a lawsuit against the hospital. Next time, if you're willing to listen, I'll read you the tide.
Who's suing the hospital?
Your predecessor. And I believe, as a consequence, the board just decided to settle the lawsuit instead of buying your lab.
You didn't put up any fight at all, did you?
Lillian, that's uncalled for. Uncalled for.
My apologies.
Come in.
Dr. Jackson you called me about in the OR?
Yes.
That's an example of your best judgment?
Dr. Turner, we were dealing with 3 gunshot wounds, a stab wound, and a car wreck.
It happens a lot here, Wesley. You can't handle it, find another job.
Mr. Hamilton had a ruptured spleen with free blood in the peritoneum.
Gunshot to the belly with uncontrolled hemorrhage goes first, and you know it. What's an exercise called, Doctor?
Triage.
The principles of which are algorithmic and uncontestable. Or have you not picked that up yet?
I know the rules of triage.
Oh, that is Dr. Jackson correct that you made a value judgment on his life under the assumption he was a gangbanger?
Dr. Turner, the man is alive and he's gonna be fine.
So what, no harm, no foul? That is Wesley? And we'll just forget that you, let a prejudice cloud your medicine.
That's me. Hood wearing, cross burning. I'm the bad guy. String me up.
I will. Until you take responsibility for yourself.
And that goes equal for all surgical residents.
Of course it does.
Then how come Weiss damn near assassinates Hattie Brewer, and it's my boss you bust? And then when the sharks circle at Eminem, you toss in a life jacket.
Wesley, you got some problems here, and Weiss is not one of them.
If we're talking about prejudice and equality, then I think he is.
You've been up all night. You're tired. We'll talk later.
No. Tired's got nothing to do with it.
I'm giving you the benefit of a huge doubt. Don't press your luck. Out of here.
Oh, man, what the?
Cold red drill. Cold red drill.
I said it was rescheduled through Ron Harris' office. Now send someone up here. No, you do not need an authorized signature. You need to get off your ass and... Same to you, fatso.
Cold red drill.
Lily.
Excuse me, Ben. What is this?
Lily, take it easy.
This is some kind of bad joke. Harris is trying to drive me insane. And you know something? It's working.
Breathe. Slow, you're gonna pass out.
I feel so stupid.
Shh.
I'm so good at my job up north.
And you're good here. A closet.
What?
Brand new medical director and the acting head of surgery are in a closet.
Oh, dear. Another scandal.
Dr. Williams, Mr. Jones.
Will you please close the curtain?
There is a privacy issue.
And just call me George, because my name is not Jones.
It's the first thing I could think of. We prefer not to give a name. Really, we're here because UCLA is a gossip mill.
Okay. George, what's the problem today?
Where to start?
Here's the plain film.
What is that?
It's a Golden Globe Award that I received 5 years ago.
How did it get inside you?
We came home, the house was being robbed, and they grabbed George and molested him.
Have you contacted the police?
We don't want the police.
Does it really matter how it got there, Doctor? Can we just get it out?
Of course, absolutely. Just give me a moment. I'll need to consult a specialist, and we'll do an exam.
I've seen wine bottles and soda bottles and light bulbs, but this is by far the most prestigious.
Did he mention what he won for?
Shaft? No, I heard it was the sequel to Ben-Hur. Yeah, Bend Over.
Does anyone have a clue how to get it out?
No, if Lou doesn't know, we should call the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Did you palpate it on digital exam?
No, sir, I can't.
OR3.
Lubifex. Operating practice scope.
That is a very brave instrument.
Foreign body visible at 22 centimeters. Connect lymphocytes.
Here it comes.
May I have the envelope, please? When I was in med school, this guy came in with a potato shoved up there. Said he'd been in a gardening accident.
This guy tried to peddle a home invasion scenario.
Don't matter what story they peddle, Doctor.
The fearless explorer himself.
Sit down.
A lot of funny guys around here. Big comedians. You make joke about this guy. Belittle him. Shame on you. He's a patient with a life-threatening problem. Came to us for help. How and why that thing got up there makes no difference to the fact that he was in pain. The minute you make judgment on this guy based on prejudice, you compromise